Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching the Daryl Ford Experience. What a blessing, pleasure, and privilege it is to have you join us. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, when I tell you that the program you're about to hear about is a game changer, believe it. I want you to listen, take notes, and email me at darylhford@gmail.com for any questions or comments you may have. Again, that email address is probably flowing at the bottom of the screen, darylhford@gmail.com. So, the Tranzact debit card. It reminds me of a program that was around when I was a kid. Some of you may remember when your mom or dad would send you to the grocery store and you'd pay for your stuff, and then they give you your change, but they'd also give you some stamps. Well, my mom would collect those stamps, put them in a book, and then go to the redemption outlet where we could then turn in the book with the stamps, and we would redeem them for appliances, goods, and products. So in my own parochial way of thinking, that's what the Tranzact card puts me in the mind of. The basic concept of the Tranzact card is a medium of exchange that's going to provide you value. In my mind, it's like a one-to-one. You spend $1, you earn $1. Now, that's just me talking, but we've got the professionals here to break it down and give it to you in a language, like Denzel said in the Philadelphia story, like a third grader. So you will understand all of the meat and potatoes of the Tranzact program as we continue with this conversation. So I'm going to turn it over to one of the senior executives of Tranzact, the Tranzact card, in the person of Dane Kohler. Dane, tell me how the Tranzact card has impacted you personally in your experience.
Well, thank you, Daryl. Thank you for that introduction. So the Tranzact, look, when you think about credit cards and debit cards, it's not too exciting. When you really think about credit cards, the first thing that comes to mind is debt. And you go debt or high interest. And unfortunately, that's what America is doing, we are getting more and more in debt, and we're swiping it and putting on our credit cards. And when I saw the Tranzact card, how it's completely different. Now, this is a bank card. It's a debit card. It's not a credit card. But they do things for you that will help you, get out of debt. For instance, with our card, we have a forward feature that will round up the change. You can round up the change every time you use the card, and it will put your change into an interest-bearing savings account. At the end of the year or whenever you want, you can pull your money from it. And there's just little things like that. You get cash back whenever you use our card at a lot of our merchants. We have over 400 merchants where you can go, including Amazon and Nike and Adidas. And every time you go to those stores, whether it's online, you're going to get cash back in your card if you use the card. But what really took me is the leadership of Tranzact. And our owner is Peter Rancy, and he's been in the merchant services for 40 years. His why, or our why, actually, for Tranzact, it basically, we help you double your spending power, and we give you the ability to afford maybe items that you wouldn't normally be able to afford when we have our Z Club that we'll get into later. But give you an example about Peter Rancy and his leadership. About a month ago, Peter took himself, as well as some of the other vice presidents, to a local Walmart, and he bought everyone's groceries using the Tranzact debit card. And he didn't do it for notoriety.
Wow.
He didn't do it for look at us. It's more, he did it that we want to give back to the community. We want to let you know, obviously, we want to let you know about our card, but we're here to give back to the community. And that's what Tranzact is all about. We have several different amazing features on our card. and I'm sure we'll get further into this, but how it's different than any other debit card is you are going to get dollar for dollar Z-Bucks every time you use that card. You spend $10, you're going to get $10 in Z-Bucks. And in fact,
Wow.
we're doing a promotion right now that if you get a card, which is only $25, by the way, if you get a card, not only does it come with $500 worth of Z-Bucks, but you also get 2-for-1 Z-Bucks until November 2024.
Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down. That's a lot of good information right there. So I spend $25, that gets me the card. When I get the card, you guys are going to load $500 worth of Z-Bucks value onto the card. Now, I can't use the card until the launch, which is taking place November 12th. If I'm using the card from now till November 12th, am I accumulating Z-Bucks points or Z-Bucks?
$500 in Z-Bucks every single week. So we should all have our cards by November 12th, and a lot of Z-Bucks will be added to our cards.
Super, super, super. That is great. And Dane, what we did, we thought we would invite some people, and Beverly, you can speak to this. So, because so many times, when we get to heavy hitters like yourself and like Jeff, who can speak for the company because you're a part of the company, a part of the genesis and the development of the company, I wanted to talk to some people on the other end of the spectrum who are who can benefit from what the Z card, the Tranzact card and the Z-Bucks have to offer. So I asked Beverly if she could invite some people who she just may be, I don't know, related to some kind of way. So Bev, who have you invited?
I've invited my grandchildren, Gregory and Gabrielle.
Oh, wow.
And of course, they're excited about the Transact card. Why? Because I'm the person that's going to load it for them.
So there's method to your madness.
Yes. And Gregory, I'll tell you why he's excited.
So Greg, where are you talking to us from right now?
Hello, so I'm talking to you guys from Lexington, Kentucky, University of Kentucky.
Oh, and what year are you in?
I am a second year. I'm majoring in architecture.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So now University of Kentucky, that's the university where the young lady who is the track star, I can't remember her name right now, but she's shaking the whole world up.
Yeah, Masai Russell. Yeah, Masai Russell.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you. So tell me about how your grandma, I don't know, presented the Tranzact card opportunity to you.
No, yes, she presented it in a great way. It got me really excited about it because one thing that I'm excited about, especially being in college, is that when I spend money for like food and stuff like that,
Right.
on the back end, I'll be able to get different things. Like, I enjoy collecting shoes in a way. So
No.
this could help. Yeah, so this could help me towards that. But also, besides that, I could also help take a little burden off my parents because, it's also nice having my parents help me, but it's good when I can take the burden off them by being able to have my own money. So definitely.
That is awesome. And Beverly, it's got to be a good feeling for you because, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there's another aspect that the Tranzact card provides because it's kind of a budgeting tool. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Once I put so much on the card, they have to, be wise and spend their money wise, but they're also gaining the Z-Bucks. So now they can go to the Z store and buy those Nike tennis shoes, or at least buy them down, where their parents will say, "Oh, okay, I can afford the $60 instead of the $120." So it makes a big difference in the parents' ear when they're talking about buying Nikes.
So when you say buy down, tell me what that means.
That means that with every Z-Buck, well, say I have my tennis shoes are $100. At a Z store, it might be I can buy them down to 50 because I have Z bucks. So it makes a difference in a parent's life that has a child in college that says, "Well, I can't afford it. I can't afford it." But if each child in college had a Transact card, now the parent is taking the weight off of them a little bit. And so when the child comes and says, "I need this, I need this," well, now the parent can say, go to the Z Club and see what's on it, see what the price is there and how much we can buy it down to. And that makes a difference when you're talking about sending children to college, especially when you have two children in college, like my son and his wife does.
Right. And you've got another grandchild on the call today. Why don't you introduce her and let's find out what her impressions are of the Tranzact card.
Well, let's introduce Gabrielle. She's at Oral Roberts University, and I'll let her do the rest of it.
Hi,
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How the heck are you?
Good, I'm excited.
And what year are you in, or are you?
I'm a freshman.
Oh, okay. So you just got there.
I did.
And how do you like it? And that's Tulsa, Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It's also Oklahoma. I love it. Really good school. I play volleyball here too, so I love that part. It's been really fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So same question for you as I did for Greg. When your grandma introduced the Tranzact card concept to you, what were your thoughts?
I was excited because everything she was saying, I was like, wow, this sounds really good. I love shopping. So being in college, I can't do it as much as I would want to. So this provides an opportunity for me to shop a little more, save more money. I can also be a little smarter with my money, buy some more coffee every now and then, and just like save up. I'm really excited because I love shopping, like I said. So then I can save that money and put it towards different things. So yeah, it sounds like a great opportunity to me.
Just to hear you and Greg talk about money management at your age, if I can ask, how old are you?
I'm 18.
When I was 18, the last thing I was thinking about was money management. All I was thinking about was, how can I make money and how can I spend money? But I'm so glad that, Bev, you've taken the opportunity to use the Tranzact card as a vehicle for responsible money management. I mean, you know, we'll talk about the Z-Bucks and the dollar for dollar value in the remainder of the show, but I'm so excited about being able to instill these principles at an early age, because I feel like I'm looking at, you know, a millionaire in Gabrielle in the next 10 to 20 years, and the same thing with Greg, because these principles do not fail. They absolutely do not fail. So I want to encourage you, Gabrielle, and you, Greg, to continue along the path that has been laid for you, you know, by your grandma, because great things are in store for you. You're in college, you're headed in the right direction, and just speak to, I want you both to speak to your generation and talk to them about the value of money management and how the Tranzact card can be a vital part of their lives. Gabrielle, you go first, and then Greg.
Yes. So I think that this is a vital part because of the saving part, where you spend money, but you also get your money back and you can save it towards other parts. I think that's a lot of the things that we don't realize is like the saving money part. Yes, we want to spend, but it's more important to save and over silly things. Like I said, shopping. I love shopping, but there's different, sorry, I don't have the words, but money that needs to be saved rather than spent at the mall, or money that needs to be saved rather than spent on food here, now, and there. So being able to spend your money on your necessities, your groceries, going out and grabbing this, but then you get your money back where you can spend it on, like, kind of free, I guess, but it's in the Z-Bucks where you can spend it on things that you want and the things that you kind of just want to buy here and there. But then you get to spend your actual money on your necessities and then get to splurge and spend your Z-Bucks on things that you want, when you can like manage your money and save and rack up your money, so then you can leave college with a lot more money than you came in with.
That's fantastic. Greg, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, just like my sister said, I think Z-Bucks also can create a level of discipline. And discipline is like foundational for a lot of things in life. I think one saving and using your money in a way to have an outcome at the end. You're creating discipline by what you're spending on in the forefront. So I definitely think that to our generation, I think creating that level of discipline will be very fundamental.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Dane, we've heard from the next generation, but I want to turn my attention to folks who are more along the lines of my age. I mean, I don't think you guys are quite as old as me, but I want to talk to Ray and to Dora because Ray, you've represented our country in the naval service, and we appreciate that so much. And Dora, I want to hear from you as well. But Ray, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me about your experience and how you joined the Tranzact Card family.
Well, I was part of one of Jeff's marketing group challenges, 5-day challenge, and then over the time during the challenge, we kind of talked and he kind of coached me. And then when I came towards the end of September, he came to me and asked for a Zoom call. So I went to a Zoom call with him. He introduced me to the product. I didn't hesitate after he got through his little spiel because it really excited me to get involved into a company like this. But also I did it for a different reason than most people will ever think about, is giving back to the military. People that are transitioning out of the military, trying to find jobs, are having a hard time doing it. I suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome. I was in Afghanistan for 4 years. I was in Iraq for 2. And it's hard for me to work in corporate America. So, I mean, I can't have people walk behind me. I can't do anything. So this opportunity of this Transact card gave me an idea to get involved and try to help other military, go into military bases, try to help for my friends who suffer from PTSD, who cannot work, who are struggling, trying to get them off the streets and keeping them, not being homeless. So that was my goal at the beginning of this. And when Jeff introduced me to this product, it really excited me. It really put it on home and gave me an idea to do this. But also working with a great team and a great coach also gives me a leverage to leverage this program to help other people besides the military, my family, and also gives me a value because I lost my mom 2 years ago and I have no parents no more. I lost my dad when I was 18 years old and I found him passed out in his bed. I lost my mom when I was here in Florida. My sister calls me up. My mom had a out of the rhythm in her brain and she collapsed right in the middle of the kitchen. So it was an idea to get myself and my family financial set. And this Transact card will help me really tremendously because sometimes, I was growing up in the 80s. They really didn't teach you about budgeting and or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm going back. I'm actually going backwards, trying to learn what Gabrielle and Gregory was doing at their age now and trying to build. And this card is going to really help and also help me set up my family at the long run.
Ray, you just preached a sermon, my friend. First of all, our condolences, concerning the losses that you suffered. And with that, for you to have the presence of mind that you want to kind of pay it forward in terms of financial money management so that your family doesn't have to go through the learning curve that you and I, because you were preaching my testimony. I coming up, I didn't know anything about money management. I didn't know anything about savings. I came from a single mother household. There were 8 of us. There were 5 boys and 3 girls. And as Stevie Wonder's song used to say, we were living just enough for the city. And that kind of experience, it's not bound by color. Your same experience, I can identify with. You can identify with my experience. But thank God for what I see over your right shoulder right now, and that's the Tranzact card, because the scripture says that money answers all things, not all circumstances, not all situations, but all things. And I'm really kind of jealous, Jeff and Dane, because Ray has such an excellent backdrop. You guys didn't send me this backdrop. I'm really kind of ticked off right now, but we'll deal with that at a later time. Ray, your testimony is powerful. Your perspective is powerful, and your perspective is impactful. And for those of you who can identify with what Ray has experienced, because life happens to us all. And one of the things that we need to do is we need to be prepared for life. And one of the things that this card can do is can accelerate and accentuate that preparation. Ray, I want to say thank you. I took my hat off to you earlier, but I'm not going to do it on camera right now because my hair looks a mess. But I will salute you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your testimony. And I hope you'll come back to share with us in future broadcasts. Appreciate you.
Anytime.
Well, I'm going to turn over to Miss Dora right now. And Dora, welcome to the program. And I just want you to share in your own way as well how you came to be a part of the Tranzact family and what your experience has been with Tranzact from then until now. So welcome to the program. And it's such a beautiful smile, man. I like that.
It's just such an honor to be here. And it's an honor to be on Ray's team. I actually am on Ray's team and feel honor and privilege to be there. You know, I have been a doubter. I have been waiting, and Jeff will tell you, I've been waiting for 4 weeks and just watching. And so I decided finally that I would take advantage of the opportunity. I just turned 62. So I might be older than you.
Wow. You look like you're 62 going on 42. But no, you're not. But you're not older than me. I'll be 70 years in December. 2 days after Christmas, Dora.
Oh, well, my husband's birthday is 2 days before Christmas. So he always reminds us that it's important to remember his birthday.
Absolutely.
Not forget about it.
Absolutely. Your husband and I may be in therapy together because I've been in therapy about my birthday being so close to Christmas because I get the left shoe for Christmas and the right shoe. You know the story.
Really, yes, I know that. We have to live that with him as a family. But you know what? I decided that the Tranzact card just made sense to me. And so I just purchased it for my birthday present to myself.
Wow.
Just for me and my family. Because you know what? I have always just looked at it and said, you know, opportunity comes to all of us.
Yes.
Some of us take advantage of it and some of us don't.
Yes.
So I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally I said, I'm just not going to, I'm 62 years old. I'm not going to let the opportunity pass me by because even though I'm getting older, there's still time to make a difference in not just, you know, the world around me, but in the world for my family too, you know, and it just, so I decided that it was a quality product.
Yes.
It was easy to use, you know, it's, I need things really simple. And so it's like, okay, can I walk through it and does it make sense to me? And, you know, I've just really looked at things and thought, maybe this will be one of those times where I can work not just harder, but smarter.
Oh, yeah.
Advantage of, you know, what this has. And I've loved the community. I love surrounding myself with people who will help me grow. You know, my life's not over yet. There's still more to my story. And so I want to take advantage of the time that I have to help my family, you know, to build a legacy for the future. And I wish that at 18, like you know, like we've seen the young people right now share with us. I wish at 18 I would have taken that advantage.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
But now, don't we all wish
Yeah.
that we would have had that opportunity? But, you know, we all have our life stories. And so my opportunity is now. And
Excellent.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about having the resources available to me where I
Yes.
have to create it all. You know, I get an opportunity to learn from some of the best of how to help me build a new business at the age of 62 years old.
That is so fantastic that you refer to it as a new business, because that is exactly what it is. And it's a business that provides an opportunity to make money without having to punch a time card and to take time out of your day, and even to the point of having to spend additional dollars. And I see Dave Gamble down there has flipped his Tranzact card background. So I'm jealous again. So Dane, this one is for you. Lance?
Oh, good morning, everybody. Dane, thank you for alerting me to the call. The Transact opportunity is a tremendous opportunity. I probably have done so many network marketing companies before. I mean, I can't even remember all of them, and I probably haven't even made 3 digits before.
Right.
But I'm really excited about this opportunity. I want to really thank Dane for being my sponsor. He's a great sponsor, because I'm a difficult person to sponsor sometimes, because I get sidetracked and don't pay attention. So I'm kind of rededicating myself to the Tranzact experience. Never seen anything like it. The good people and the pay plan structure is it's phenomenal. And it's one of those things that everybody uses. It's not like pills and potions and lotions and,
Right.
you have an auto ship. So, I mean, it's the perfect business. So I better start acting like it's perfect business. Again, I'm really just blessed to have that guy in Florida, in my corner. I really appreciate him.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And Dana, I want you to jump back in and talk about how you and Lance cross paths.
Well, absolutely. So Lance and I, we've been doing, like he said, some network marketing in the past, and I want to reiterate, this is not network marketing. Tranzact, it's a franchise. If you want to be part of it, which I'm sure we'll get into, this is a franchise opportunity. But Lance and I, we have done other network marketing things in the past, and I just love his spirit. Just like all these people on the call, if you look at all of us here, we are Tranzact. This is what Tranzact is about. And if anyone out there wants to get involved, you're going to be part of our family. This is the family that you're looking at. So our why is right. And, we want to see everyone, succeed and be able to double their spending power with this card. So Lance is like I said, he can be a little challenging at times, but I love him. I love his spirit, and he's rocking and rolling with Tranzact, and he's very, very successful with it. So I'm told him, why don't you just come on and say a couple words?
Outstanding. And Dave, I want you to jump in as well. You are, we have a couple of University of Kentucky alumni on. And Dave, I want you to jump in and talk about your experience as well. This is just fantastic.
Absolutely. And before I talk about me, I cannot let it go. First, Ray, my goodness, sir, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you've done, and thank you for your heart. Okay. And I want you to know, everybody on here and everybody we ever bring in, we're on your team, sir. Okay. So thank you. Thank you. And welcome home, and thank you. And now, Bev, you did a heck of a job raising a family, lady. My hats off to you for your son. And I understand what it costs with kids in college, but to Gabrielle and to Gregory, wow, you give us all hope. I'll be 60 on my next birthday too. Okay. I got my first little grandbaby, and to see that back in the day, I wanted them to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to have some type of process. this literally the Tranzact card, and I'll get into why I'm here and what I saw about it. It's basically the digital blueprint in business in an opportunity to apply everything that you'll read in that book. And it's talking about if you start now, and Daryl, you couldn't have been more on spot and on accurate. Wow, if I'd had this opportunity, or at least the knowledge and the education from what this opportunity will provide at that age, I would be in a much different spot and be able to help. So I couldn't start talking about me before I could just say, and in the community and the culture is why I'm here too, to start something like this. By just giving prayer and culture. I'm an American Indian Sicilian, so I'm the biggest. Everything in our world, has been different and crazy. But why I'm here is because of the people. Okay, and then I'll tell you, not only is the why important, because there's a lot of people. The why if you don't know your why in today's world, that's pretty challenging. This is the how, and so I'll get into. My grandfather always told me early on in years, he said, son, those that find, well, first I'll tell you, if he said, son, he's going to teach me something. If he said, boy, I was getting ready to get some attention. but he
I heard
said, son, he said, son, he said, he who solves the best problems or the most problems will make the most money. Wow. And he who helps the most people. And then he said, it's all about the transactions. And about then it was, always making the most offers and doing deals, make transactions. If you don't make offers, you don't get deals, right? And engage with people, do it personally, right? Look people in the eye, make a commitment. I'd share with you guys earlier in the horse business, we have done more than I would like to admit in the horse business on a handshake. Now, going back to my heritage and whatever, not to be anything other than speaking for mine, my grandfather said only the white man needed a contract back in the day. So we have done millions and millions of dollars a deal on a handshake, because in the state of Kentucky, if you steal a man's horse, they will still execute you. I mean, it's on the books for like the 1800s. But what he told me, and Daryl, why am I here? Transactions. And I have made my wealth and stuff in the past in the transaction business. We bought and sold one of the largest Medicare Part B transaction companies that did multiple transactions. It's the same government. It's the same process. It's the same forms. It's just, and then the last thing he said, and son, if you're going to be in any business, be in the money business. Be in the money business, because if there's no margin, there's no mission, right? So when I saw all this together, and then Dane told me about it and started talking about it, and I didn't understand it. And but I love Dane. I said, okay, I'll put it aside. Then Jeff called and said, hey, Dane called me and I did it, Gamble. I said, all right, Jeff, all right. You got my attention. What are we doing? And then I jumped in because Coach Jeff, wow, the tools, the platform, the resources. I've never been in an opportunity for $500 in my life that has a platform where today this group of people is coming together from all over the place, wherever we are, be it in their first years of college to we're looking at our last years or whatever it may be. But this opportunity is here for everyone, right? And we can make it as difficult as we want to, or as simple and as easy. And having these type of conversations, because I don't like to call it a business opportunity or business pitch, whatever. I just want to have a business conversation with someone. And if I can have a business conversation and find out what they do and what's on their heart, maybe there's something that's a fit, but if it's not, it's not. But I can tell you, I got in this business because Jeff told me, Gamble, this is it. You're going to miss it. Dane's whatever. I said, all right, if you guys are in, I'm in. Let's just do it. And then I introduced just a couple of people, and one of them just took off. And then talk about a servant leadership of literally, you're not in this business by yourself. Bev, who is on here, Dane signed her for me. And that's how I got here, because that's what they do. Then Jeff has helped me with a couple of people. Then the other two that I signed, Rod McMillan, and his group has taken off, right? Then I got a couple over here that are still trying to understand, is it real? They're reading something and whatnot. Here's what my commitment has been to our team. If you see something that get your attention and you're willing to put in the time, effort, and work, we will make sure that we'll get you at least the 3 people to get your money back, because the return on investment for this business, it usually say the average business is 3 to 5 years. The average return on this business is 3 to 5 people, y'all. 3 people. You get 5, your money ahead. I've never seen anything in my life, in all the transactions and all the different things we've ever done, where I could have a return on investment, return on committed capital, and return on my equity of $495 in a week or in a day or in a year if it takes you that long. But if we can mitigate the risk, and then if you had no fear of the risk, what could you do? And then one of the things that Lance said, the opportunity, and I know Jeff has said this repeatedly, in the tools and resources, you guys, you have no idea, not just Tranzact, the tools, the resources of just who's on this small call of 12, 20 people, whatever, right? We have thousands of people, the talent, the culture, with one team, one mission in mind. The sky's the limit. And so we're just getting started. We haven't even launched yet. I've already doubled my money. I've got 18 to 20 people in the organization, and I only know about 4 of them personally. Wow. But that's the power of Tranzact. But most importantly, that's the power of the community. And if you look at an opportunity, any opportunity, do as much due diligence on the team, the people, the leadership, the culture that you're attaching yourself to, because to me, that was most important, right? Things that we don't have in life, our integrity is not for sale, right? Our character is not for sale. And you can build a lifetime to build that. It only takes one thing to interrupt it, right? Or so to me, having people like Dane, having people like Jeff Boggy, Coach Jeff, that I know, love, and trust. Jeff will call me now and okay, I'm in. Here's the money. I may not do that. I don't have time to do it, but I'm in, because I believe that they have already done the due diligence, or they wouldn't call me and introduce me to something bad, right? Now, here's the other thing. Are they all going to work? No. Do I think this is the biggest thing I have ever seen in my life in the transaction business, that just so happens to be in the money business, that takes rich dad, poor dad, think and grow rich, and puts it in an ecosystem for $500? It was a no-brainer. So that's why I'm here. So, but now I got big ideas. I'm thinking about how I can go to Keeneland and start going to horse sales. And when they're buying $500,000 horses, I'm getting $1 million in Z-Bucks, right? So my brain is thinking all kinds of stuff. The transaction is going to happen.
Yes, sir.
It might as well happen on my Tranzact card. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's the kind of thing. If you're going to, and to Gabrielle and to Gregory, whatever your ambitions and dreams are, I want you to do one thing: 10x them. Think bigger. Whatever they are today at 18 and 19, you have no idea. We as human beings use a small percentage of the computer that God created for us in our brains. And if you put that to use right now, you guys are the leadership and the future generations. Not only hope for the people on this call today that were blessed with your testimony and why you're here. I say testimony because that's what it was to me. Okay. But if you can embrace that, and if you can somehow share that with everywhere you go, to embrace those people that you love, trust, and I promise you this, Beverly and everybody else on this team, anybody that you introduce to this business and they invest money, $495 for a college student, we will not stop till they are money ahead and have an opportunity that they're working in school right now where they are. And we will all, everybody, Jeff, me, Dane, Beverly, everybody on this team will take your list of people. You just introduce it to them, and we will help you share the information. All you got to do is learn how to invite them to events like this that Daryl Ford was so kind to be able to provide to us, a platform to share the message. And when you get that with these type of people that we have here, that has the right intent, the right heart, and that has the faith and belief. Hey, we know how the story ends, right? Alpha to Omega. We know how the story ends.
Right.
So what are we worried about? Let's just go do what we can while we're here on earth, and be that servant leader and have that servant heart like Ray. like Ray and like everybody else, right? It's not about them. When we realize there's something bigger than us, that's why I'm here. And when I see transactions, money, and all things I ever taught in my life, and I see it pop up in one little pitch, it was a no-brainer to me. So that's why I'm here. I hope I didn't overshare. I hope I didn't overspeak, but that's my heart and just everything here. I wanted to just share that with the people here as well. I might, Jeff and Dave may never tell me, send me a link again, but that's why I'm here. I love, know, and trust these folks from what I've seen at Tranzact so far. And again, the due diligence was from that and the trust, and now me engaging, but I can't not spend time, talent, and money on it now. I'm senior manager soon. As soon as this next click, on my way to VP, and hey, that's $12,500 a month, guys. That's real money, right? And hey, I can't do that over here chasing all that other stuff, right? This is something that by helping people and doing it, and that's why I hope you're going to be in Vegas, because I can't wait to be there to learn, and school's in. So thank y'all so much for letting me share.
Dave Gamble, you have just conducted a seminar.
Well, wow.
You have given us such in-depth information until you're going to have to come back. Okay.
Okay. I'd love
to. Have to come back. And Jeff, I want to turn it over to you because I see so many folks that are on. I see Cedric and I see Sheila and so many others. And I want you to introduce them and give them an opportunity to share their experience. And then I want to talk about the countdown. The countdown to November 12th, what we can expect. So, Jeff, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, first of all, Daryl Harrison Ford, which I love to say your full name, thank you so much for doing this. Beverly, thank you so much for being a part of this and introducing me to the young people. My brother, some of you know my brother was an amazing man, one of the best men I've ever known. I lost him a few years ago, shockingly. He was a pastor, but he went to Oral Roberts University. And I got to go to that school and hang out with him. And my brother and I were the only brothers, my mom and dad. And then I lost them in the last couple of years. So did I get to serve my country? No, but I had to serve my parents and I didn't have a choice. Dementia and Alzheimer's took two of the most beautiful people, the three most fantastic people I've ever known are my core family, and they're all gone now. So I couldn't get out of bed. So Ray and I want to introduce Cedric. You guys, Cedric came on late. Cedric has served in the Navy too, so I don't want him to feel left out. But Cedric, give us a wave so you know. So he's down in Kansas City, Ray's down in Florida, and so the people on the calls are. It's just incredible how God brings people into your lives, because the reason I wanted to share where I was in the pit, you guys, is because God has brought me out of the pit, and He doesn't do it overnight. You have to go through challenges, and what it does is it led me to some other opportunities. For a while, some of you know, I owned a company like Zoom, and we were trying to be the David versus Goliath, and I let that company go. Right, a multi-million-dollar company where I was the chief marketing officer. I had tools, I had all this stuff that I had built for this company, and I said, guys, it's time to go. And sometimes you guys know what that's like. You need to say goodbye to certain things that you love, you're attracted to. And I did that on a business side. But first of all, it's the people that I have. If I don't ever make another penny in this, which that's not going to happen based on the comp plan. Thank you, Dane. Is the connectivity of human beings is not by accident. Okay. Right. I grew up with a mother who every day started her day with what you started. So I got a little bit emotional because I lost my mom just a little while ago. And she said every day, no matter what mood me and my brother were in, whether we're fighting and playing Nerf basketball in the house, she'd come down the stairs and with her beautiful smile, she'd say, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." And when you're a young kid, sometimes it's like, I don't want to, you don't, but you know what? That rings in my ear every day now. Every day I look at her picture. And so you guys, I don't want to turn this into, a sermon. Yes, I do. Actually, I do. Because when I coach my guys on the tennis court, now I coach high school boys. I gave up my salary to volunteer because I could not take care of mom and dad 2 hours away, but I did not want to give up my passion of coaching tennis. So I volunteer now, and it's the best thing I've ever done. So you guys, it's not about money in terms of your passion and what you do, but I select projects that make sense. And so one of the questions I'm going to ask all of you when we're done, because we're talking about two things. We're talking about the product. And so if there's some confusion out there, I want to clear it up. A customer is simply a person who spends $25 and gets all the benefits of this card. It's a Visa card. I started swiping this with a low level of belief. Okay. And I still to this day apologize for Dane. He had to leave. I didn't believe in this. I didn't know it would work until I walked into a gas station, bought a pack of gum because I didn't think it would work, and it worked. And I got double Z bucks. So I spent $3 on a pack of gum, got 6 and $500 bonus points for my first transaction. So now I start scratching my head and I'm saying, okay, this product, this $25 product, I'm going to try it again. Tried it at the gas pump. Got a big truck, $100 of gas, 200 Z bucks. Pretty soon I'm racked up, you guys, I have over in just a few weeks, 16,000 Z bucks waiting for me to redeem inside the Z Club, which you guys, it's just an e-commerce business store. So when you talk about, Jeff, what is this business model? You know, people, it's attracting people from brick and mortar businesses like myself. I've owned a software company, and both Dane and I have been in the vending business, right? Healthy vending. I've been a teacher, a coach. I get bored with stuff. You can probably tell that from my excitement that I never do more than, I always do 2 or 3 things at once. But what I found here 6 weeks ago from Dane is that, and I ignored him, and if he was on the call, I've apologized to him because I thought it was rinky dink. I thought it was some little side crazy thing because I didn't listen. And so what you're doing right now is, as a marketer, as a teacher, when I walk into that classroom, and again, I've taught thousands of people in the classroom, on the tennis court, on the field. And Daryl, what I can tell you is, and the same thing with you, or any of us that have had a child or a parent, or we've babysitted, getting the attention is the number one thing. And that goes for marketing too, getting someone's attention. So if you're watching right now and we don't have your attention, I would recommend that as the people that surround me, I may not be giving you the greatest message here today. I probably won't. But the people on this call are giving you messages that are coming from their hearts. I can talk to you about the sense of the card. Does it make financial sense? Absolutely. Does it make sense to swipe the card and you're earning from those transactions? In the vending business, when I sold $1 a bottle out of my vending machine, you know how much I paid in transaction fees, you guys? 6 cents. That's 6% of my hard earnings went to transactions and machines and banks and stuff I didn't know. They're flipping the script and now allowing the good people on this call and millions of others to either, you know, earn the Z bucks and just be happy with the card. We're going to have millions of those people. But there's a handful of people that say, listen, you know what else makes sense, Jeff? You know what else makes sense, Daryl? Is that I can continue to do whatever I'm doing. I can run the business that I'm running. I can be involved in network marketing. I can be involved in a brick and mortar business. I can be involved in affiliate marketing, like an online marketer like myself. Take this unique hybrid business model, because I don't know how to package this thing. Because do we get paid on building a nationwide network? Yes, just like corporate America. It's built on a network of franchises, which is coming. I want to clarify that the company's applying for franchises, but our $500 investment, which they give us rebates back on that. Whoever does that. When I spent $140,000 to start my vending business, to walk away from a teaching career where I was at the top of the ladder in a Christian school, I said, I want to do something entrepreneurial. And my wife supported me and said, okay, you resign. What business do you want? And I said, I want to do something that benefits people. And I did it through health and wellness, through putting healthy vending machines in schools. Well, now what am I doing? I sold that business to a dear friend. He's rocking it. And I learned how to do digital marketing. And so now what I'm doing is taking my background as a teacher, a coach, an online marketer, self-taught, no school, and I'm bringing it, whatever the company provides, to this group for their assets. But I like to simplify things. So like you said, Daryl, a third grader can understand it. I want my team to be able to, they don't need to know how to do marketing and what's a funnel and all that. I tease them a little bit. I say, you guys, you can't make money online if you don't have a funnel. I build the funnel. The company builds funnels. We have all of the assets that a person who's never, ever had any business at all can come on board with people that have had businesses, that have knowledge, that have a company that supports all of these things, Daryl, and just plugs them in and says, now anybody, if you got desire, right, and you got to be teachable. That's those three things I tell my boys every day in practice. I say, guys, you want to get better? I said, you got to have desire, you got to be coachable, and you got to be teachable. And I need to have your attention. And I insist that their eyes are right here. If I see one of my 50 guys looking away, I stop, and if you can probably tell right now that I'm a coach, because it's just what I've done since I was 18 years old, Daryl. I've taught, coached, and poured my heart and soul into my students, into my clients. And right now, the people sitting around here, most of them in some way, shape, or form are first and foremost my students. And I teach them how to build a business. I teach them how to talk to people so that they're not coming across awkwardly or selling or spamming. Who the heck in the world wants to be a part of that world that we see every single day on social media? I teach my team, let's move away from that. Let's start serving, teaching, and become an advisor. When you become an advisor, people will listen to you and you'll get their attention. And that's where I started. If you don't have someone's attention, it doesn't matter what you have to sell. And what we're doing is we're not selling this card. We're giving this as a gift to help people change their financial situation, take the financial stress out of their hearts and out of their souls and out of their minds. Because I can tell you this, if we were to ask a question right now to your audience, are you feeling stressed financially right now? I got to believe, Daryl, that along with all of us, the heads would be doing this in some way, shape, or form. I don't care if you're making, $10 an hour or 10 million an hour. Those guys that are working 70, 80 hours, they're stressed because they're working their whole lives to make a boatload of money and they got no time. What I'm trying to do is help people have a little bit more time so that they can give back. And if, again, everybody says, the money's great, but what are you doing with it? Are you creating freedom for your family? Are you creating more time freedom? And that's where I'm at. I personally, at this stage of my life and where I'm at right now, I want freedom to drive 40 minutes to volunteer coach for my guys next year. We won 2 state champions last year. I'm not going to get into my accomplishments as a coach because it doesn't matter and nobody cares. What matters is that what am I doing today for you? And so was brought up. And so I want to lead this into Cedric. You're going to have a chance to speak here in a second. And he's another member of our service in the Navy. And I just want to share one thing. I talked about losing my family. One of my favorite uncles of all time was my uncle Ori. And Ori served in the Navy, and I was in Gulf Shores where I go every winter. And I was at the Pensacola Air Station in tears reading about the people that had given their lives for our country at that museum. If you've never been there, go to Pensacola, Florida, and you go to that museum or any other museum that honors our veterans of any service. And I got him a hat. I reached out to and I said, which ship did you serve on? He served on 3. Kitty Hawk was one of them. So I got him a hat just like that. And I mailed it back to my mom and dad to get to him on his deathbed. And I literally made it back in time to be with him at 2 a.m. And I was the last person with him with his Navy hat. And I took my Navy jacket off and I put it on my Uncle Ori. And to this day, some of the most people that have been influenced in my life are now gone. But I'm not going to lose the fact that we can honor, remember, and we can continue to serve others and benefit. So the fact that Cedric and Ray, you guys are on my team, I cannot tell you how that makes my heart. And I will do anything and everything to make you guys and everybody on this group that, in my team, on my team, outside of my team, I don't care. I am going to do everything that I can while I can still breathe and still get up in the morning. And God has given me my life back where I couldn't get out of bed. And the Tranzact card is one of the reasons. Of course, my family, my faith, those are the things that get me out of bed now. But the fact that I can share a simple tool, a financial tool that can help millions, And then the smaller group that says, Jeff, I'm raising my hand, brother. I think that this might be the answer. I got 2 hours a week I can put into this. I got 5 hours a week. That's all I got, brother. Okay, I'm going to sit down with you, do a coaching session, build a little mini business plan for you, and let's go to work and we'll build a team. And that's why my team has exploded in 6 weeks. When Christmas comes this year, I will have a check that you talk about wanting to give back. My wife and I, that's all we talk about every day is how we're going to give back, how we're going to give back. And now you can do it with this. The last dollar that I spent with this, I had $26.50 left that I had to burn up before the new cards come out, Daryl. And there was this waitress, and I said, how's your day going? And she said, oh, it's okay. I said, you know what? I'm going to bless you. I said, I got to burn up the rest of this card. I'm going to give you the tip. Now I get $50 some or whatever in rewards, but what matters more, getting $50, $100 in rewards or blessing another human being, picking up someone's gas tab with this card. So I want to encourage my team, when you do start making money with this, if you're on the business side, you start using this card and you go up and you pay it forward and you start swiping this card for the guy standing at the line that maybe just looks like he can't afford it. Or you go swipe someone at the gas pump and you bless people with this card, because the company is going to reward you, but more importantly, God is going to reward us.
Man, that's good stuff right there.